listening to LSL.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to DIY Mixers crew. We got two special guests today. Welcome, Shyndo and Concrete River. What's going on, dudes?
What up? Not too much. I'm just here for emotional support. I'm like Shyndo's support animal.
He's your plus one. Yeah, so the reason why we got you guys on here today, you actually have a phenomenal tobacco, Shyndo. I actually had mixed it up. I think it was Friday, or I can't remember what day it was. Days running together. Phenomenal, and I actually wanted to invite you on to give it a review. It's awesome, awesome, awesome recipe, and Folk Art's going to mix that one up. And then, actually,
David,
yes.
David, do you have the mic on?
My mic?
The desktop on?
What?
Do you have the desktop audio on?
Oh, am I echoing again?
No, somebody said that Concrete River and Shyndo was muted.
They're muted now. I didn't mute them.
Okay. No, we were unmuted on the stream. Oh, okay. Yeah. It wasn't coming across on the stream. Yeah, it says everyone is muted aside from 007.
Oh, is we good now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Whatever. So anyhow, the recipe actually from Concrete River, it is called 24K. I believe he said it was a trick to make an apple, I believe. So I'm very...
David,
Yes.
David, I think we're all muted except you.
How the fuck, dude? How was that happening? Why does it keep muting everybody? Russell's muted. I'm
No, it's something having to do with OBS.
Oh my god. Hold on. Sorry guys, give me a second here. How do I fix that, Folk Art?
Make sure your desktop is unmuted in OBS, your desktop audio.
Yes. Or very low. Turn up my desktop audio.
Yeah, turn it up to like 80 or 90%.
Okay. How's that, guys? Test, test, test. Russ.
How's that? Test, test, test.
All good? All good? Okay. Sorry.
Apparently.
Sorry. That's my shitty computer. Yeah, Folk Art is super low.
It still says that. Is that any better?
No good. Still low. Nope. What the fuck? Son of a bitch. I don't know.
Yeah, turn up your input volume.
I did. It's all the way up now. It's like fucking maxed out.
On OBS?
Yeah. It's maxed out now. I'm the only one that's coming in clear?
Can you turn up the audio in Zoom?
Advanced audio properties. Mic, desktop audio is at 100%. My mic is at 75%. Let me go into... What else can I go into? Folk art.
Geez, I don't know.
You know what? Let me try this. What about now? No.
Hello, 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 hello. Is that any better, guys, in the chat? Hello, testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
Sound check.
Sound check. Super sound check.
The quick brown fox jumps
It's
up.
OBS getting Zoom sound.
Make sure, David, click on the properties on the desktop audio.
For Zoom?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, on OBS, and check the properties. Make sure it's set to the right desktop audio.
That might be what it is. Hold on. File. Edit. So go to settings. No. Audio.
In the middle of OBS, where you have the desktop audio, right to the right of it, there'll be a little gear.
Yes.
Click on that gear.
Yes.
Right, and go to properties.
Yes.
Make sure it's set to the right desktop audio.
It says default.
Can you pick something else? Probably real tech.
I don't know if that helps. Does that help?
Testing 1, 2. Is that any better, guys? Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that any better?
Zoom. Zoom.
Tell us something, guys, in the
Properties.
chat.
Advanced audio properties. What the fuck? Let me go back into settings. Maybe I fucked something up here.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Audio output.
No, it's still super.
What about mic auxiliary 2? Maybe default. Maybe default. What about now? Any better? Somebody say something.
Okay. Now they said it was completely muted.
What about now?
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's Grant. He might not have his headphones plugged in.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
I don't know what else to say, dude. Like, I have everything maxed out. OBS is maxed out. My speakers are maxed out. Discord's maxed out. Everything is freaking maxed out, dude. Put your screen up. ND screenshot. It's skiwi.
Your Zoom maxed out.
Yeah, dude. Like, everything is maxed out.
Your volume.
My desktop audio is all the way up. Literally, all the way up. Wait, let me try the mic auxiliary 2. Let me mute that. Maybe that might be what the problem is. Hold on. What about now? Any better?
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Any better?
Any better, guys? It's on now.
It's on now?
I don't know. That's what Pippa says.
You know what? I think what it was is it was my I had 2 different audios running. Fuck, I'm sorry. I was working on
It's still low, David.
oh, Jesus Christ. Well, you know what, folk art, you're gonna have to. Somebody's gonna have to stream because if there's something wrong with my computer, then I have no clue.
You want
Because
me to try?
yeah, you could try. I'm like totally maxed out on everything.
I have to be honest. My internet today is not the best, but I can try.
Has folks going to be for?
Yeah, if y'all guys want me to, I can stream it here. It just may freeze a lot and lag a lot. I don't know.
Give me a second. I'll
Okay.
try.
David,
Yes.
somebody said that it worked for a second and now it's bad.
What about now? No,
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing.
I literally have everything like maxed out.
This is embarrassing.
That ain't embarrassing. What the fuck, man? You turn up my fucking microphone. Huh?
Stop streaming so I can start.
Okay, we'll be back in a minute, guys. What the fuck? See you in a minute.
What about now?
I stopped, buddy.
No, I started the streaming.
Hello, hello. Can everybody hear us now?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yes. Good sound. Good sound. Here we go.
Okay, I
Hello.
don't promise that this goes smoothly throughout the show, but we'll try.
Okay.
Okay. As long as it's working.
Woo!
As
Yeah, I
long as
don't
we
know.
can hear
I'm gonna
Shyndo.
have to. I'm gonna have to go over my settings or something later on, Folkart. I don't know what the hell the problem is. So sorry about that, guys. So anyhow, getting back to what we were talking about, 24K from Concrete River. I'm gonna be mixing that up to give it a go. He said it's a kind of a trick, I guess, to get an apple. So I'm really excited to try that. And Folkart, well, Shyndo, might as well, since we're kind of like pushing like so forward now. So what's going on with this tobacco recipe? Why don't you talk a little bit about it, my man?
Okay. Yeah. So for the past like month or so, I guess I've been messing around with my tobaccos, just trying to learn them as well as I could. And I just really wanted to do something with chocolate Deutsch and tobacco. So I pretty much just got all the concentrates I thought would work best with that. Just threw it together, and it ended up working. I needed barely any tweaking. The percentage of chocolate Deutsch had to come down a little bit and then go back up a little bit, and that's about it. But overall, I do think it's one of my best recipes.
Have you mixed this concrete?
I all day vape it, and then I have to change wicks every day. But it's worth
I know,
it.
dude. That's the fucking FLV tobaccos. That's the question I asked you about those, like with the Tatanka, dude. It's like that's the only shitty part about it is it's like you fucking char your coils in like a day, but it's so good. It's so
Oh,
fucking.
it destroys my coils, but it's worth it.
But it is so good though. I look at it as that it's so good that I don't care if I have to change my coils every day or my cotton or whatever. You know what I mean? I could probably squeeze my coils probably like 3 to 5 days with it, like 3 days, but you have to like scrape them off by like day 3. And then after that, it's just like fucking burnt toast. And then then it's time to change the coils.
So are all of the Flavora tobaccos kind of like that?
The ones I've tried, yes, they are.
Really?
And in the warehouse too.
Yeah,
You-
basically,
you say that you change the cars daily. I change mine twice a day.
No, I mean, sometimes I change it like 4 times a day. I'm just saying, like, the most longevity you'll probably get out of your coils with this recipe is like a day, maybe 2.
But it's worth it.
It is.
It's worth it.
It's really
Good
good.
deal.
Concrete, have you mixed this up at all or no?
I don't mix Shyndo's recipes until he bothers me about it 8 or 10 times. So he's only bothered me about it 4 times so far. So I figured I'd probably.
Shyndo, rename it something about Rick, and he'll mix it up. Like
Yeah,
the
that's the surefire way. He just needs to rename it for me, and then I'll be right on top of that.
There
I
you
mean,
go.
it took him harassing me about mixing mango sticky rice for the better part of like 3 months before I bought the Flavor Express sweet rice for it. So,
And then he still didn't want to mix it.
yeah, no, and then I just left him hanging with the fact that I had all the flavors and I wasn't gonna mix it.
I had to allow him to put a picture of me when I was like 12 on one of his recipes for him to mix it.
Consider child pornography, Concrete.
Well, he wasn't naked. I mean, what do you think's going on here? It was just a picture of him in like in a sweater or some shit.
Oh, okay. I didn't know where that was going, but I just figured I'd ask.
It's a nice Christmas picture.
Okay.
And it's for a Christmas recipe. It's for like this weird tobacco fruitcake thing that I meant. And I mean, I'm just saying fruitcake.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there is a buzz in the background, by the way.
Yeah,
Eddie.
Lewis, can you check that? See if you can turn
it's-
something down.
I have already messed around with my volume. I don't think I won't be able to solve that.
Oh well. We definitely need to do some more testing.
Yeah, I think it is Lewis's mic because it's like that when you're unmuted, Lewis. So I'm assuming just mute when you're not talking, and it should fix it.
Is it?
All right, so I was looking at Shyndo's recipe, and he's using the TPA cherry extract. And I think I said on one of our shows here recently that I thought it was just another bad cherry, and I had mixed it up, and just vaped on it, just right off of the shake. And to me, it really did have that kind of Luden's kind of cough medicine kind of taste to it. But I revisited today, and it does have a pretty nice flavor to it. So I'm going to retract what I said about it.
So is that something we should add to the arsenal? Because
I think so. I think so, especially if you want to mix up Shyndo's recipe. And I'm actually going to mix it up today. I don't know if I'll do it live or not.
I think I was missing something. I think that was the only thing I was missing.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that cherry extract is surprisingly not bad, and that really counts for a lot in the world of cherries. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it's probably the least medicinal cherry that I've come across after you give it a couple days. And unlike Inaware's cherries, which is another one that isn't terrible, it's not as like heavily dry and thin. It's not like a barn burner of a flavor or whatever, but it's a pretty decent cherry, which is something that was kind of hard to get before.
Yeah. I want to shout out Graham and Fear for testing that and giving me the confidence to put it out.
Awesome.
So I wasn't too sure about it because I don't know tobaccos that well, so that helped out.
I tell you, Fear is the one to talk to when it comes to tobaccos, for sure. He knows his shit on that.
Yeah, so if you see if you get something in your inbox saying that we are live during the week, don't tune in because folk art might be naked or something because we're going to be fucking with the volume and all that stuff. Well, then you can get a naked picture of folk art.
That is definitely bad naked.
Mix this recipe up. I want you to taste it. Mix it up. Come on, let's do it.
You want me to mix it up now?
Yeah,
okay.
Mix it up right now. I want you to taste it because it's fucking phenomenal, man. I love it. You could taste every single freaking layer in this recipe. I really enjoyed it. I was kind of looking at it, and to be honest with you, what the hell? Which one was that that we were talking about, Shyndo? It was the not the red. Was it the red burley?
Yeah, red burley.
Yes, I when I single flavor tested that, I really didn't enjoy that flavor too much, but it works so well in this recipe. It's very nice, very very nice. If you guys want, that's up to you, Folkart. If you want to screen share it, or I can screen share it since you're mixing it.
Do not screen share. Oh, I'm sorry, you're not doing that. Yeah, you're not doing OBS yet.
I already put it on.
Failure in my fucking whatever.
I can screen share it. I've got it up here.
I already put it on screen, but
look at you. You're on the fucking ball, Lewis.
Okay.
You're the fucking Portuguese ninja. Portuguese ninja.
So he's using TPA cherry extract at 1.5%. I'm sorry, at 3%. I'll have to move my screen around here.
Yeah, and it still kind of hangs out in the background at 3%.
Yeah, when I single flavor tested, I was a little frightened of it and only mixed it up at 1%, and it's very very weak at 1%. I can definitely see why you're using it at 3%. He's using 0.5% Flavora chocolate douche. Is that how you say that?
Yeah, let's just say yeah.
Chocolate douche.
It's Deutsch.
He's using 1% Flavora cured tobacco. That's a pretty good tobacco. I've single flavor tested it. Flavora red burley at 2%, and the infamous Flavora Tatanka tobacco at 0.75%.
So what are your thoughts on that, Shyndo? What do you get from that Tatanka? I that's one of my favorite FLV tobacco flavors.
So when you take it higher, you get a red man kind of chewing tobacco, but lower, it's actually a little more nuanced and not so forward. And it's just something that really pairs with a chocolate, cherry, or any kind of dark red fruit. Any of your darker flavors in general, actually.
Well, I like it with caramel. I mix it with caramel or salted caramel and butter pecan. It's so fucking good. What about you, Concrete? Do you enjoy that flavor at all? Excuse me. I don't know if you heard
Sorry,
me.
I was grabbing the stuff to actually give it a mix up really quick because I wanted to be part of the cool kids here.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh boy,
Um,
you better get scared, Shyndo. But go ahead, Concrete.
Yeah, I'm just gonna tear this recipe a new asshole. No, I actually like Tatanka quite a bit. It's a little fuller to me than some of their other tobaccos. And I do like the sort of moisture, like that chewing tobacco thing. Like I could totally get that. It's a little bit moister, but I feel like some of the other Flavor tobaccos run a little dry for me. So I think I actually kind of like it. And then it goes really well with like heavy caramel flavors, I guess, which I've been playing around with it, like trying to make an RY4 out of it. So yeah, I like that.
What I could say about it, though, the recipe itself, Shyndo, now that it had like at least a 24-hour steep, I think because that's what you recommended. Like it's good off the scale.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
however you mix. But then like 24 hours, it kind of comes out a little bit better. And since it's sat for like 2 days, yeah, dude, it's even better. Like it's just that fucking chocolate and that cherry and just everything in it. Now, to be honest though, like off the shake, like I kind of got like a hair, not much. I kind of got a hair of like Band-Aidy, but not from the chocolate, but not like severe. It was just really underlying. But now that it had steeped for 24 hours, that's totally gone.
Yeah, it really needs that 24 hours.
Yes, but it's
also,
good.
It also helps dry it out a little bit. Like not only the chocolate Deutsch, but also just time with those Florida tobaccos.
Yes, and that cured as actually is sitting better in there as well. Like, because I get funkiness off it. Like I said, even when I single flavor tested it, it just doesn't sit well on my palate. Just the way, like all the percentages, they work phenomenal together, and you can taste every single layer in this recipe. Now, the cherry is not like super dominant, but it's there. It's present. Like, you know what I mean? It really works well with the chocolate douche. You know what I mean? Works really well with it.
Deutsch.
I should have just called it chocolate douche, shouldn't I?
Deutsch.
Hey, folk art, I guess that those are your fucking caveman hillbilly fucking pajamas you got on there, buddy? See
Yeah.
that little plaid checkered.
Yeah, man.
Okay, just as long as you don't have a G-string on underneath there, we'll be fine. I think
I'm not telling.
No, you're free. You're free. I gotta say it live. Forget it. I won't go there. Yeah, so I shaved off my beard. I can't only take it for like literally like a fucking 4 weeks, and then it like even if I put oil, like I just can't fucking take it. I had to cut it off. I can't take it anymore. It just drives me fucking insane. So I mean, whatever.
I look terrible with facial hair. But then we got Rick here who looks amazing with facial hair.
Did you ever watch that episode of SpongeBob where like they put like that dude? He just fucking grows a mustache and like by itself in like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
That's the way called.
I try to shave it, but it just keeps on coming back.
He shaves it and it grows that length the next day.
Could you imagine him trying to drink a glass of milk?
Oh, it's a disaster. That's why I only drink water. I only drink clear liquids because it's going to end up on the front of my shirt.
A flavor saver.
So just vodka and soda water for me. That's it. That's all.
So his mustache has a milk mustache. There you go.
Okay, I'm almost there, guys.
Can you talk a little more about chocolate Deutsch?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, at a higher percentage, or even at that percentage without the other flavors in there, you will get a little bit of coconut. The cherry and the tobaccos both kind of help mask it. And that's kind of the downside of chocolate Deutsch, is that coconut. You have to really want that coconut to really mix with it.
Yeah, you can't really get around the coconut. It's very accurate to that German chocolate cake profile that actually uses some coconut. You can't just use it for the chocolate, which is the only downside.
Yeah, but if you could, it would be an even better flavor.
Now, is that the FOV?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite chocolate if it didn't have coconut.
All right. I guess that is in there, isn't it?
So,
Yeah. It's a very dry flavor as well.
Yeah.
so this is almost a completely Flavora recipe.
Almost. And I did get an email about that.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's definitely good. It works. The cherry is probably where it needs to be. Like you said, it probably needs a little bit of time to calm down, but definitely works. It has kind of like a heavier caramel thing going on from that Tatanka in there. Yeah. This is not bad.
I enjoy it. I give it 5 stars. I'm going to give it a rating. I had to hold back. But speaking of chocolates, Shyndo, have you tried the Mullenberry?
No, I don't buy those dingleberry flavors.
Oh my god! I know you were talking.
man.
Who was that? You or ID10T? I don't think it was you. You were flipping out on me. I was using
Yeah, you were using Mullenberry rum when
That's
there's FA Jamaican rum. Why?
Yeah. You're like, what the fuck? And you like called me a hippie, and you were
Yeah.
just like a new asshole. You was just like, dude, you're.
Because FA Jamaican rum's like one of the greatest flavors.
It is, but I want to be different. But I guess not. It didn't work as how I
No.
planned it. But
You're just dodging people mixing your recipe, man.
yeah, no, I wish people would mix more of my recipes, but they don't.
Then don't use Mullenberry rum.
So, Shyndo, you know what this recipe needs?
What? Don't say hops.
Switch out the cherry extract for Inawera cherry for pipe.
Yeah, I don't own it.
Okay, well, I'm just
But
saying.
you should own it.
Yeah, I should. There's a lot of Inawera tobaccos I need to own.
You should own every single Inawera flavor.
Oh my god, that's because you can't get Flavora because the shipping's like $3,000 for you.
And because Inawera is better than Flavora.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. So,
You don't even have to swap it. I mean, just add some cherry for pipe. Actually, that'd
How much?
work pretty well.
what'd you say?
Oh, I don't know, like 2%, 1.5% maybe.
100%. Okay, I'll do that. I'll
Do
try
it, Rick.
Put a remix going here. So, have you guys, folk art, doing any single flavor testing besides recipe creation? Anything like that you want to talk about?
Well, I've been working on, and I know everybody is doing this now, and I don't really know why, but everybody's trying to come up with a corn recipe.
Yes.
Maybe it's because of Wayne talking about that
I'm not.
cornbread pudding by Country. What was it? Country something.
Country Clouds. I think.
Yeah, Country Clouds.
Cornbread
So,
pudding.
yeah. So I've been testing out a lot of corns, a lot of popcorns. I've actually got one recipe that I'm still developing that actually doesn't use corn, but it does taste like corn. But I was testing Flavor West buttered popcorn. Have any of y'all guys flavor tested that?
No, sir.
No, there's no need to, because I don't know how they can call it buttered popcorn, because it tastes like rose petals and Smarties.
What?
That's what it tastes like. Rose petals and Smarties.
Rose petals and Smarties. That's a good one. I like that.
Smarties,
your
you
favorite
mean
one?
those little chocolates?
No, Smarties is like a little tart candy. It's just a tart sugar, small little candy. Comes in a roll. You know, you unwrap them.
Yeah,
Just-
in Europe, the Smarties are actually chocolate candy.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Here
Okay.
it's a smart. Here
Yeah.
is chocolates.
Canada as well.
Yeah, it's just like compressed
No kidding.
sugar.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I'm gonna let it steep longer because I've only mixed this up like 2 days ago, and I'm gonna come back to it. But I don't see how I can use it in a corn or a popcorn recipe. There's just no way.
What corns have you gotten?
The regular popcorn?
I'm sorry, what?
Did you get the regular popcorn?
No, I got the Flavor West buttered popcorn.
Do you have any other corn flavors? FA corn?
I'm getting them in Wednesday. I'm getting most of the corns in Wednesday.
Okay.
I've been working on that corn recipe without using corn by using Capella. What is it?
Cereal
Butter
27.
buttercream. No, buttercream and AP.
Let's see. Yes. And you said
And
that you
it's a pretty spot on corn flavor. But you have to use that AP so high. I'm a little afraid to use it that high.
Good old corn pops.
Corn pops.
Yeah, that AP, that high.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah.
I mean, not even corn pops, dude. AP that high is corn chips.
yes.
Ooh.
Just like greasy. Open a bag of greasy Fritos, and that's what it smells like.
Well, I've used AP high, but it has to be paired with the right things for it to work. But
Speaking of popcorns, since you've done like 9,000 flavor tests, Concrete, and you have like extensive notes, have you tried a lot of the popcorns that Folk Art was just talking about?
The only two popcorns I have tried, I think, are Favora's popcorn and TPA's popcorn movie theater.
Yes.
I like Favora's popcorn. TPA's movie theater popcorn. It sounds like it should be a DAP bomb, but it's kind of waxy and coconutty, and it uses butyric acid, so it's a little vomity too. It's really not good.
So it's really not if there's got butyric acid in there, it's really not popcorn. It's like it's the butter. So you're not saying you really don't get no corn from it. It's just more like a butter, I guess.
Well, there's like a drier air popped kind of popcorn note in there, so it does have some popcorn in there. But yeah, the movie theater part is like fruity, kind of rancid coconut. It doesn't really work for me all that well.
Well, you know what? But not to interrupt you, but like honestly, movie theater popcorn, authentic movie theater popcorn, they actually do use coconut oil to make that. So
yeah, and that's what somebody on Reddit told me too, which I had no idea of. So that's cool. It's having that kind of input. I just like going back to eating movie theater popcorn. I don't think I've ever picked out any kind of distinct coconut note. I think it's mostly just like the coconut oil richness, and it's weird tasting the actual fruit on top of that. Like it kind of tasted like a sort of rancid popcorn ball.
Be aware that that's only valid in the United States. The usage of coconut oil to popcorn.
Well, now that's just what the movie theaters use because it has a higher, like a higher flash doesn't burn. So they use that, they utilize that type of oil because it's actually like shortening. Because I have a popcorn machine and it's just like, it looks like Crisco. And it basically, it's so it doesn't burn. You know what I mean? It has like a higher temp rating on it. But it actually makes the popcorn give it better flavor. Like, to be honest with you, I enjoy it, using it.
I never really noticed the nuances in movie theater popcorn because I'm always shoving handfuls of it in my face. I never settled down and just tasted movie theater popcorn. It's always just inhaling it.
Yeah, the only reason why I knew that is because my sons, they wanted one of those little popcorn machines. So I did research on it, like one of those little movie theater popcorn. It's like a pop popcorn machine. And they say to use coconut oil. And that's how I knew about that. They say that movie theaters use coconut oil. So that's how I knew that. But
Shyndo, yeah, this is really good, man.
Thanks, dude. Glad you like it.
I give it 2.5 out of 5. No, I give it 5 stars, bro. I'm gonna leave my review on ATF as soon as we're done here. But as far as flavors, the only actually 2 that I got to this week was what the hell was it? It was TFA's sweet cereal flakes. I enjoyed the flavor. It was pretty decent. It's a little soggy for me. I do get the outer crunchiness of the flake, but it's soggy, and you do get some nice sweetness to it. I flavor tested it at 3%. I feel that it probably needs to go a little higher, maybe, in the recipe, in my opinion, because I really wasn't getting enough corn. Enough corn flaky, but I kind of did get it at 3%. I think it should be higher. Your thoughts, Concrete, on that? If you flavor tested that?
I thought it tasted. It wasn't bad, but I could definitely see the soggy thing. And then for me, I was looking for like Frosted Flakes, and instead I kind of got a bran note off of it. It reminded me more of like the flakes from like a Raisin Bran instead of like a Corn Flakes. I mean, it wasn't. It wasn't bad. It just needed some more texture, and I think it kind of worked better in that bran roll. I was talking about like maybe adding it back into a muffin bakery or something to kind of get a slightly darker, like whole grainish muffin base to it. But it definitely wasn't bad.
Yeah,
So
it wasn't bad.
does it have a crunchy texture to it, or is it more like a soft cereal or a mushy cereal?
Very
I get some of that like harder frosting kind of sweetness. Like it feels like it's actually frosted. Like they did a good job with layering and actually getting like a frosting on there, but the base doesn't really have much in the way of like a hard crispiness to it. It just feels kind of mushy.
Yeah, that's what I got off it too. Same thing. And the only other one I tested was one of Real Flavors because it caught my eye. Skittles was talking about doing the Jam Monster Blueberry, and we were talking about it. I actually mentioned to them the other day. Is I guess Bull City Flavors carries their blueberry jam with toast. I don't know if any of you guys tried it. It's an okay flavor. I get more of a blueberry type juice with it, not so much toast. I could see it working. I think I flavor tested this at 3% as well. But it's not like some of those blueberries where it's so in your face, like Flavor West or like FA Bilberry, like where it's like super fucking like in your face. You know what I mean? It's like more of a subtle like blueberry type juice at the bottom, and then a little bit of toast. It needs improvement though, in my opinion.
Has anyone tested the strawberry and toast by Real Flavors?
Yes.
Because Wayne said that it was pretty spot on.
I haven't messed with it. I'm assuming the toast they use in there is probably a mixture of their RF baked bread with something, right?
Probably.
That fucking big.
I know that concentrate is black though. Like it's really dark.
Yeah, it's super. It's like fucking like, and these are clear bottles, so it's like, yeah, it looks like fucking like somebody cooked down brown sugar and just threw it in a fucking bottle.
Yeah,
Super
that looks tasty.
Yeah,
Not trying to change the subject here, but Dave ID10T wants to know how much of a donation he needs to give to get Rick to go naked.
That's a Mixed Life exclusive, and I think I'm stepping back from stripping the camera for money. You know, it's been a dark period in my life. I'd like to move forward.
So at least $20.
20
Yeah,
at least.
like 25. And I mean, you can see anything you want to see.
Hey,
I wish we had super chat.
I'll give you 30, and I'll throw in a set of nipple tassels that you can put on. If I could swing around, you know.
Save that for a very special episode.
But yeah, the blueberry jam with toast. Now the strawberry I did taste folk order. It is not bad. It is pretty close to Jam Monsters, but of course it's a commercial juice, so it does have that inherent like sucralose, not sucralose, that saccharine taste that I get from a lot of commercial juices. But yeah, I see that really working if you're trying to clone Jam Monster. It's a nice flavor though. I think you can use it in a lot of recipes besides cloning Jam Monster, but it's a pretty decent flavor in my opinion. Upward to 3%, like 2.5 higher. You know what I mean? Anything lower than that. Getting back to the baked bread, Shyndo, you were talking about they probably utilize baked bread in there. Your breadstone's awesome. The only one that I have is the super concentrate. I think the SC. I don't have the VG based one. That's the one you recommend, actually, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't use the super concentrate one. In fact, I don't really use a lot of their super concentrates.
Yeah, their baked bread's like just super strong in my opinion. Tasted it. I think I had a fucking reaction to it, to be honest with you. I'm allergic to wheat, but I'm not saying that's what it was. But it didn't sit well for me on their baked bread. Flavora sent me wheat. and I'm fucking allergic to wheat, and I'm so afraid to flavor test it. I know it's free. I know they're probably gluten free, but like I don't want to fucking chance it. You know what I mean? Like,
I thought
like
that was the whole purpose of these concentrates, though. If you're
Yeah.
allergic, you can.
Well, that's the thing, though. There's some out there, like I think even real flavors. There's a couple other companies out there, like even with like the peanut butters and stuff. They say if you have like an allergy to like peanuts, it like may contain traces of nuts or something in them. You know what I mean? So that's like goofy, in my opinion. Like I don't want to like chance it. You know what I mean? Like
Wait, that's on concentrates? I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I don't know which one it is. Concrete. You've done so many flavor testing. Have you ever heard that about any peanut not allergies, but like if like warnings, like hey, if you're allergic to peanuts, this may contain peanuts and flavor concentrates. I don't know which ones it is.
No, but I am completely oblivious to health and safety issues.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a question in the chat about the FA kitchen line, and I think most of us will happily vape the FA kitchen line, despite it being not intended for vaping.
So the kitchen line, is it PG based?
Yeah,
It
for the
is.
most part, it's just has DAP, like the FA milk. Oh man,
FA
I'm
milk
definitely
is
gonna
FA milk
try
is
it if
excellent.
it's got that
Well,
in it.
Some of the kitchen line, and they actually specify on the Flavor Art Italy website. Some of it's water soluble and some of it's oil soluble too. So you want to make sure that you pick out the water soluble ones. But yeah, the ones that aren't for vaping consumption generally have a bunch of diacetyl in them.
there we
Well,
go. Yeah, don't vape the oil ones.
Yes, that's not good. You'll get lipid pneumonia. Lewis, you were going to say something about the kitchen line, but your mic was muted.
Oh, just I was saying that the milk is excellent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, thanks for that one, by the way, Dave.
There you go. I'm just reading some of the chat here. If you guys have any questions, make sure you put at DIY Mixers Crew. That way we can tag us. That way we know. If you have a question for any in the panel, make sure you also tag them too, so we know.
From where I buy Flavor Art, there isn't a division from the vaping line and the kitchen line. So, for instance, milk, I have been using it for a while, and I didn't know it was from the kitchen line. So.
Hey, Shyndo, I just want to say thanks because now I can't stop fucking vaping your tobacco.
I'm glad.
It's good. It's
I'm
good.
glad.
Like it was like almost not at the top, but it was pretty far down. Now look how I've been vaping it like crazy now. I've been just chuffing it down. But so let's get to this this apple. I don't know if you would want to call it an apple stone, but it's more or less like you said. It's kind of like a little. I lost my train of thought. Like a trick that you can use to kind of get an apple, right?
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah. So it's a contest recipe, and so I'm always a little dicey on my contest recipes. I mean, obviously, I'd like to have more time to go over and like improve stuff. But with that recipe, it was the first round of that last DIY or Die Mixers competition, and I was in there with like 30 people who are good mixers. And I mean, what do you do to get noticed against 30 people? You do something impressive, or at least novel, I guess is probably the way to do it. So I had been working with Cherimoya and TPA's Quince quite a bit, and had kind of noticed that they sort of tasted like a golden delicious apple. They had that kind of soft fruitiness to them, a little bit of tartness, and nothing that really pulled it off profile. So sort of the play in that round was, hey, let's do something I'm pretty sure they haven't seen. Let's turn those flavors into a golden delicious apple. And so it was all like balance and testing, trying to figure out where those two flavors interacted. And then it ended up a little bit on the dry side, and the cactus kind of came in to juice it back up. I don't think it's a perfect recipe by any stretch of imagination. It's a little bit light, and you can't really take the flavors in there higher to sort of fix that, because it just throws the balance off of it. But yeah, it was pretty much a cool, like, hey, look what I did kind of thing to get into the second round of that contest. I thought it was interesting for what it was.
Yeah. Have any of you guys mixed this up at all?
I
Somebody-
have not. I do not have that particular cherry moya. Um,
Yeah,
I have another one. I forget which one it is. I think it might be Flavora. Is it Flavora that has one?
mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've tried that one. Is it similar?
It's similar. I don't know. Flavora's Cherimoya is a little bit brighter and fruitier to me. I feel like Inaware's Cherimoya is maybe a little flatter, a little bit more dull, and a little bit less obtrusive, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's that same kind of similar custard apple kind of profile. Flavora actually has their Cherimoya, their soursop, and their guanabana, which are technically all like custard apple flavors.
Yeah.
So now this quince, I smelled it. It smells really good. The only thing is, it's like cactus, dude. I fucking hate cactus. How bad can you take cactus in this?
You can't really taste the cactus in there. It really is just there. Once I had balanced the quince and the cherimoya in there to kind of get the golden delicious that I was going for, using those kind of like, I guess, even off flavors for those flavors. The cactus was just added in to kind of make it a little bit juicier because it was kind of dry and thin.
Okay, I see what you mean. Now, would you consider this like maybe like take motherfucker? My skill popped off. That's right, 3 drops is 0.08, roughly. So, would you say that you can kind of like use this to kind of replace an apple if you really wanted to in the recipe, or just kind of like leave it by itself?
It's going to be hard getting it to stand up to a really aggressive apple recipe. I have used it as an apple accent in like tobacco. It works, but it tends to be a little bit juicy, so you really have to use a drier kind of tobacco base for it. I think it'd work well in like almost a cocktail profile or something like that, but you don't see too many cocktail profiles that actually use apple for whatever reason.
So I might borrow this then, because like, well, I think me and Shyndo were talking about that HS Apple Mix. Dude, that is such a like great flavor. I think for boozy type
Yeah,
mixes.
it's like an apple cranberry cider. It's kind of
Yeah.
throaty for some people though.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of throaty, but the other thing too, it's fairly dry. It tastes still a little bit powdery to me, and yeah, that's actually probably a pretty good application. This would actually come back in behind that and kind of fill it in and make it a little juicier.
I see what you mean. Okay. Yeah, I might do that then. We'll see what happens.
Without really adding any like heavy candy apple flavors. And that 24K was also sort of an attempt to do realistic apple, because a lot of the apples you do see out there sort of have that candied edge to them, and this was pretty much just like a straight Gold Delicious apple without being an apple candy.
Okay.
So this particular recipe is more of something that you would add to something for just an apple accent, or not the main profile. If you're adding it, if I mean like if you're doing an apple pie, you probably this recipe won't work. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's not going to stand up not going to stand up to a more aggressive recipe around it. I have vaped a good deal of it solo, and it's kind of nice and lighter and refreshing.
Mhm.
But it's going to, using that in a profile is going to take the right profile.
Yeah.
Yeah, seems like a neat trick, similar to the good old bot boy pear trick.
Yeah, and that's the thing with like 30 mixers or whatever. Like, I kind of dig competition mixing just because you have those crazy restrictions and it's about knowing your flavors. But yeah, at the end of the day, the recipes that come out of those contests, by and large, they've got some issues. This was me trying to like cut through the noise more than anything else.
Well, I don't know if y'all guys know this, but this month is Apple Month. We've put out a challenge to everybody that wants to come up with a really good apple recipe. Maybe this will help somebody out come up with something interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, with any kind of fruit flavor too, there's a lot of stuff you can do to bend and manipulate fruit flavors. And when you're testing your fruit flavors, one of the best things you can do is kind of look for your off flavors, because really when it comes down to it, there aren't that many distinct fruit flavors. A lot of fruits taste like combinations of other fruits, at least to me. And especially when you start to move, and it could just be that like I'm completely uncultured and I'm very like North American, but like when you start moving into
Accurate.
tropical fruits, well, yeah. But when you start moving into like tropical fruits and stuff, a lot of the tropical fruits end up tasting like an amalgamation of different fruits. And so you can kind of play on those to bend basic fruits in interesting ways.
Yeah, and apple is probably one of the most versatile.
Yeah, apple works with everything.
Yeah.
People use it just for juiciness in like half the fruit recipes you see.
and sweetness as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is weird that like 1% cap sweet strawberry trick kind of died out. That used to be everyone's trick for sweetness.
Mm-hmm. I think it was Skittles that mentioned something about he puts is it cap sweet strawberry in just about everything he makes just for that, for sweetness.
Maybe. I think he
I think it was
does
the dragon
strawberry
fruit.
ripe, or he definitely uses dragon fruit and everything.
He abuses dragon fruit. He's pretty sure dragon fruit has magical powers.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why he was so pissed when that post on triethyl citrate came up on the subreddit.
Well, I'm always skeptical whenever anybody comes out like out of nowhere with, "Hey, this is gonna kill you," and like the idiot in me just is like, "Oh yeah, you want to bet? Let's try this."
You kind of hope it succeeds.
It's like, okay, well, game on. We'll see what happens.
I didn't get a chance to rewick. Let me see what my other idea is like.
Yeah,
So-
Graham says he uses it because the word dragon's in it and they are magic. I mean, that's a logical conclusion.
He's been watching too much Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. I can't get into that. Somebody released a recipe. Might have been you, Concrete. It was you used. I actually commented on it. No, it was fresh.
Dave released Mother of Dragon's Milk, which had Daenerys.
Yeah, Daenerys Stormborn. It got weird and sexual with Apexified. I don't know.
But yeah, no, it was they used a parody. I think Fresh did a parody with Stargate SG-1. That's one of like my favorite sci-fis. I just thought it was hilarious that he just brought that out of the woodwork. I'm like, what? And the funny thing is I just started rewatching that on Hulu. You know. Yeah, dude. I don't get too much cactus out of there.
Yeah, it's mostly there just for the juiciness to kind of make the other two flavors work.
It's a I can't get my apples straight, but it's one of those ones where it's not like tart. It's more of like a golden delicious apple. Is that what you were going for, or no? Like
24K, man, straight gold.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. Then the name speaks for itself. Then that's exactly what I get from it. I get a golden delicious apple from it, and it's very fleshy. I think that's what the cactus does in here. Is it kind of gives it that helps that juiciness.
Yeah,
We
got Namer of the Year.
Yeah, dude, it's really good.
That's the only recipe name that I have that has anything to do with the underlying recipe. That's the most literal one.
Where'd you get the name Prayer for your new sandalwood vape?
Oh, it tastes like incense, man.
That's where it's from.
It tastes like incense. No, so a lot of, I don't know, maybe this is like too wanky or whatever, but a lot of my names are borrowed from, I guess they're old at this point because I'm old, but just like random songs or albums or stuff from bands that I like. And there's a song by Block Party called The Prayer, which I was kind of thinking of. And then it turns out it's sandalwood, it's incensey, it tastes vaguely like patchouli or incense or that kind of thing. I just figured, hey,
Okay.
So, David, are you getting like the whole Golden Delicious, like the
Yes.
skin and everything, or
Yes,
is it more
everything.
just the inner part?
Fucking everything from it, dude.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I get everything. That's what I was just getting ready to say. I get the inner meat, the inner flesh of the apple. I get the outer peel of the apple, and I get the juiciness from the apple. Like I get all three components, and it's crazy on how it was done with just the three flavors. You know what I mean? Like it's like crazy. Now, but go ahead. Somebody was going to say something.
I was just going to say, Lewis, did you throw that recipe up for people to see?
I did.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
the big problem with 24K though is that Golden Deliciouses are kind of trash apples.
Yeah, they are. They get soft really quick, like pears, and just they have like that grainy texture to them. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not an apple you ever want to cook with.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it's somebody. I'm reading a review on here. It was from Juice IQ. Said this one is more of an interesting recipes that I've came across recently. The fact that it is an apple recipe without a single apple flavor and has only 1.25% total flavoring was what caught my attention. If you have the ingredients handy, try it out. You will be glad you did. I can't say that I would have ever guessed it was an apple recipe if it weren't for the title description. I personally get something closer to banana, which I don't. Or more accurately, a collection of slightly overripe, in any good way, fruits. Is it extremely sweet? It's not extremely sweet to me. Do you get extremely sweetness from it, Concrete?
No, not necessarily. I think it's kind of light, but I get where he's coming coming from with the banana thing. I do get a good amount of banana off of quince sometimes, and I was kind of worried about that banana-ish note, but like going back to it, when you think about fruits, you get kind of that overripe banana note in a lot of different fruits, especially like the stuff that's more on the realistic side. So hopefully it kind of incorporates in there well, but I could always use it.
I mean, now that the dude mentioned it, I mean, maybe, but not it. It's very like very low. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's from isoamyl acetate, I think. It's really present in pears as well. That's why pears are similar to bananas.
Yeah, it's very low. It's not like it's like in your face banana or anything like that. But yeah, super well done on this, man. Fucking awesome.
Thank you.
As far as Shyndo's recipe, that's a fucking awesome one too. I'm going to leave reviews on both of these.
I can't wait till this steeps a while. That chocolate is really nice in there.
24 hours. I'm telling you. Like everything just fucking melds together, and the chocolate is nice. It sits like right in the middle of the recipe with just an ever so slightness of cherry in there. And with the tobaccos, it works really well. I really enjoy it. I think it's one of the best recipes you've probably put out, Shyndo. I think it's really, really, really good. Really good.
Recipe of the year, maybe?
Maybe. I don't know. He might put fear for a run of his money on this one.
Oh, come on.
Telling you, man. It's good. It's fucking super good. But yeah, I'm gonna try that concoction that you have, Concrete, if you don't mind. Maybe in a boozy type recipe. Because I can't really get the apple that I want, and this is along the lines with the like I could probably use the HS apple mix, but I might even try that to see where it goes, to see how they both play out in both ways. And here's the sad part. I was running so late today. I didn't even read the description. So for people that mix recipes, read the description, because okay. And here's the good thing though. The recipe from Concrete is so well done I didn't read the description, and I got a golden delicious apple from it. And now that I'm reading the description, the first fucking few words is a ripe golden delicious apple. So yeah, well done. You know what I mean? It hits it right where you said it would.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, it's kind of a neat recipe.
It is. It's well done. Well
Yeah,
done.
I still think you should expand on it.
Yeah, you should. I think.
Yeah, I've tried to flesh it out a couple times, but the problem with trying to throw more apple into it is it kind of swamps the balance, and I think that is again where you run into that like contest mixing limitation. You know, it's harder to kind of take one of those recipes and go back without completely retooling the entire thing. I mean, I've thrown like some Capella Fuji apple and stuff in there to try to fill it out, and it works, you know, but it kind of destroys some of the balance. It kind of kills some of the realism there. It's definitely a hard one. Like I want to do something with it, but yeah, I'm not sure if it's ever going to get really too much more fleshed out than that. I just thought it was kind of a cool thing that happened.
Yeah, very innovative.
Well, risk and innovation are Rick's forte. So
Exactly.
Hey, you give me a contest with risk and innovation points, and it's going to get weird.
he'll win based on points, but he won't win.
Oh, they'll make sure of that. Shout out to Longing, the real
is Dave still in the chat?
I think so. Maybe he's picking his nose.
We love you, Dave.
Yes, we do.
Idiot, Dave, not me, Dave. I think.
So, is anybody working on anything interesting? Anything new?
Yeah, I'm working on something for Mixers Club, which I don't know. It's gonna be like a 2 or 3 flavor recipe, but it's delicious.
Mm-hmm.
It's just right now it's just vape train toffee ice cream, vape train English toffee, and Jamaican rum.
All three good. Or all those are really nice. Really nice. I've heard good things about the toffee.
Speaking of ID10T, he was in the chat. I guess he kind of set the bar again. He came out with like some kind of thing. It was like a 1, 2, 3 type recipe, or has that been done before? But it seems like that people are kind of jumping on that, using that scenario. There was a couple people, or I think it was a person that posted something on our Facebook group. They did a 1, 2, 3 recipe, just 3 flavors, use one at 1%, one at 2%, and one at 3%, and it worked. You know, it worked really well. You know,
2017 was the year of the strap on. Dave's gonna turn this into the year of the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
I like it. It's like Skip It or, Sock 'em Boppers, Every year's got something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So real quick though, I see Emily, ML Nikon or Male Nikon in the chat. She actually has a new show coming out with all girls or all women or,
Mm-hmm.
and supposed to. I think she said it was supposed to be. Let me go back in the chat if it lets me go back that far. Was it 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard? Maybe?
Actually, at 6. They're officially not starting it until next Sunday.
Okay.
But I think they may be doing something today. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that or not.
Well, speaking of that, Mil Nikon, if you're still in the chat, is there who is actually going to be on that show? Does anybody know? Can they give that away or?
It's going to be Dave in a wig.
Dave in a wig. Yeah, that's going to be fun.
He's keeping the goatee though.
I think she said, I think it was on Steam. I think it was weird because it was like the middle of the day. I just got home from work and I was checking my messages and all of a sudden Steam was live on YouTube and I'm like, okay. And she was on there talking about it. And I think she said that it was her, Jennifer Jarvis, and Ren Vapes. And there might've been somebody else.
There's no Jennifer Jarvis. It's Jennifer Winstead.
Jennifer Winstead. That's what it was. I apologize. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm really excited about it, though. A lot of my favorite mixers.
Yes. Jennifer Winstead is a very good mixer, as well as Mel Nikon. They all are phenomenal mixers. I think with all of those mixers that are going to be on. There's a lot of years of experience on there. I think it's going to be an excellent show. I can't wait to tune in that. I think she was saying something boys versus girls. So yeah, I think some of the recipes that they're going to be coming up with, I think it's going to be interesting. We can flip flop it and mix some of it. So it says, what was is that the only three? Just Mil Nikon, Jen Winstead, and Rin? Is that it? Just those three?
Rin and also possibly Exclusive Girl.
Now, is that her? Is that what she goes by, Exclusive Girl, or?
Mm-hmm.
You know
It's
her?
called Vixen Vixens.
No, I'm saying Exclusive Girl. I've never heard. Is she
She made green tea Kit Kat, and I think she also has a really popular melon recipe.
Oh, okay. Is she on ATF?
Yes, she is.
I'm gonna check that
There you
out.
go.
You know,
Emily just linked the YouTube channel in the chat.
awesome. So for you guys that, well, I'm sure everybody that's in the chat right now, but for you guys that rewatch this show, make sure you head over to her channel and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, if you enjoy our content, make sure you hit that subscribe button and get the updates. That way, if we do any live content, we could, you can keep up to date with that. Now, real quick, I don't know if you guys in the chat, is it okay to talk about what we talked about in the Discord DK91 about doing like maybe a giveaway, or no? Is that still like on the shelf? You're muted.
No, you can talk about it.
Oh, okay. So for you guys that that are tune into us every week, we talk to a few vendors out there. Well, specifically one, and we're gonna do maybe a little giveaway once a month from Flavora. Maybe throw you some concentrates, once a month or something like that. Right? Was that right, DK, or am I wrong? You can fill me in because you're the one that did talk about it.
No, you are absolutely right.
So you can talk about it.
We had a talk with Bryson, and he has said that if we decide to do some giveaways or whatnot like that, that he would be more than happy to provide those giveaways. So we just got to bang out some little small details. But other than that, it's a pretty sure thing.
Okay, pretty awesome.
Big shout out to Bryson from Flavora. He's their company really knows how to treat mixers right.
That's great. That's pretty awesome. I hope they put some smooth vanilla in there.
No, he
Seriously,
doesn't.
Sorry.
That's because it's like 10 grand for fucking shipping, dude.
On those shows, I'll be absent.
No, I don't be like that, Lewis.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I mean, hey, I'm fucking pissed off that I can't get Flavor Arts custard premium. You fucking dick. You got it over. Hey,
have you already talked to her?
Time.
Have you already talked to her?
Who? Oh, I didn't talk to your connection, but it's like, yeah, you got to jump through fucking ropes to fucking get it. Like, you know what I mean? So, I mean, we have our issues over here in the U.S. too. I mean, fuck, I'd like to buy 120 ml bottle from Bull City Flavor. Like,
yeah, I mean, we can buy it, but we can't get any more than 10 mils at a time.
Yeah, that's what the shitty part is. So, I mean, it's not like, I mean, I'm butthurt about that, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, there's a lot of shit that I'd like to get that you can only get overseas, but I can't, but it is what it is,
Hey guys, before we go, I want to screen share something, if y'all don't mind.
I might.
Can y'all see that?
What is this?
Can everybody see that?
Yes.
This is something that Steam Room put together. Look at all the damn shows that are Monday, 7 days a week. We got shows every night. I think it's pretty damn awesome that there's something to watch all the time. Good to see all the groups, doing all these different shows and things.
Yeah, that's awesome, Steam.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one thing though. The community really gets together on a lot of stuff, and we're all friends.
Wait, I didn't see Big Country Show on there.
You didn't?
Who's Big Country?
All right, moving on.
Yeah. Okay.
Moving quickly on.
Okay. All right. So a concrete Shyndo. Thank you so much for coming on today. I really appreciate you guys coming on the show. I really enjoyed your recipes. They were freaking phenomenal. For you guys out there in the chat that rewatch this video, please go on ATF and check these recipes out and give them a mix because they are absolutely dynamite excellent. They're very good.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for having us, and yeah, thanks for trying the recipes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
What
So,
will
real
you
quick-
be talking next week?
Who, us or them?
Them.
Shyndo and yeah, fill us in. What are you guys gonna be? What's your up and coming stuff that you guys are gonna be talking about?
We're still fleshing it out, right?
Yeah, we kind of didn't want to oversaturate everything. We're gonna let the mixins kind of settle in. Graham, Shyndo, and myself are working on something, but you'll see it come up at some point. But
Awesome. dude.
Will we have the pleasure to see an apple recipe from you?
An apple recipe? I don't know. Sure.
Yeah,
Mix
it'll
like-
probably have something like licorice in it.
Oh no.
I'm looking
lic-
forward to it.
Apple licorice. The DNC challenge. Make sure you guys take advantage of that. We mix those up. Give us our thoughts on those. You know, that'll be at the end of the month. Speaking of that, what are they talking about tomorrow? Anybody know?
Caramel.
Caramels
Mm-hmm.
or caramels or
I say caramel.
I just alternate randomly just to be difficult with it. I do the same thing with sherbet and sherbet too. So
Am I the only one that feels completely and utterly baited when you see a recipe description talk about like just creamy caramel and it's just never creamy caramel?
caramel is a lie in general.
Yeah.
And so I'm interested to see what they come up with.
Like this sounds like the most disappointing show of all time.
It's just going to be all sad trombone.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. Y'all might be in for a treat.
I'm actually picturing Dave getting triggered right now.
I honestly, I think my favorite though out of all of them is Flavor West salted caramel or caramel or whatever.
I'm totally with you there. I like Flavor West salted
It
caramel.
is so good. It is so fucking good. I love it. But if you got anything else, I think that's all I got. What about you, Folk Art, Patty Kane?
I was just going to ask if anybody has tried the is it Mullenberry melty caramel?
No, Shyndo doesn't do Mullenberry, remember?
I just don't own any of them.
Hates it with a passion.
I don't hate it. I just make fun of you for using
What was
it.
it? ID10T and Wonder Flavors, I think it was. Like how he fucking hates them. Not doesn't hate them, but
Shyndo, I'm with you. From all I have tasted from them, I only like two of them.
Well, Dave, I don't know if Dave hates Wonder Flavors, but he definitely has a Wonder Flavors face.
Come on, everybody make the Wonder Flavors face. It's something like,
no, hey, I tell you what though, Frank's coming out with some real kick-ass super concentrates lately though. You know, he's really changing the game and some of the.
He has some great ones actually. Yeah, that macadamia nut's stellar. Thank you for that, Lewis.
He kicks ass. I actually ordered it because of Lewis. He was using it in something, and I ordered it, and I really truly enjoy it.
Yeah, I want to try that out with the Vape Train white chocolate because it's pretty good.
I haven't got Vape Train yet. I got to get some of their stuff in. Is it everything that everybody's been talking about?
well, nothing's ever everything that everybody's been talking about. I have a bunch of it that I need to start testing out. I mean, we'll see. A couple of things that I've tried really, really cursory have been pretty solid. So I think it's going to be another set of tools. You know, I don't think any flavoring company is ever going to be the second coming or anything. But I'm sure they're going to have some good solid tools.
Well, what real quick though, I mean, for me though, when I was talking to Paul and Chemo from Australia, a lot of some of their like custards and I believe I can't remember what other ones that they were talking about. They were like just fucking clear, and that's what's like pretty cool that I think.
Oh no. Some of them are definitely like neon green because they're so full of DAP.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was some.
There's some really DAP heavy good shit.
Milk chocolate was he said was one of the milk chocolates.
Yeah, they have a clear chocolate, but they also have this Swiss chocolate, which, if you can see, is definitely
Looks like Flavor West
dark.
creme de menthe or mint cookie or whatever the fuck. Flavor West mint cookie.
Yeah,
Well,
here's the butter base, which, as you can see, it's like neon yellow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, are all their flavors like DAT free or diacetyl free? Or
Nope.
no,
Nope.
they're not. Okay.
No. And they definitely have some winners.
They do? Okay. I'll have to get with them and get some of their concentrates. All right, guys. I think we went long enough. Thanks so much for coming on.
Are we going to do a Zoom meeting later or after this or not?
I ain't got nothing going on. I'm just chilling. I got to go get something to eat because I didn't eat all day. But yeah, we can pop in the Zoom chat afterwards. For you guys out there that are our subscribers, make sure you take advantage of our discount codes. Use code DNC6 for bullcityflavors.com. Get 6% off your total order. Get free shipping over $75. Make sure you head over to liquidbarn.com and you use code MIXERSCrew. Get 15% off your total order. Get free shipping over $50. I didn't get a chance to say it at the beginning of the show. I apologize. Hopefully next week I will be able to work out the Zoom problems, or not the Zoom, the OBS problems, because I can't understand what chat Directo means up at the top of. What does that mean, Lewis?
I didn't hear you. Sorry.
What is that, Portuguese up top of there, or your chat window?
It means live chat.
Live chat. Okay. I'm just busting balls. That's all. All right, guys. That's all I got. I don't know if Folkart, if you want to add anything, or Lewis, Shyndo, Concrete, DK91, feel free.
Just keep.
Yeah.
Sorry, Shyndo, go ahead.
Check us out on In the Mix on Thursdays.
Oh, we all do.
We will.
You guys are fucking phenomenal. I don't get a chance to watch that show because it's on so late, but I really enjoy streaming it the day after and enjoy that content very much. So, so yeah, make sure if you are not subscribed, please subscribe to our channel. Hit that like button. That's all I got, guys. Anything else?
Keep mixing apples.
Yep.
Until the end of the month.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Yeah, see you
Appreciate it.
next week.